Alberta's Premier is continuing tariff retaliation regardless of a nearly 1 month-long pause announced by the White House. Danielle Smith says it's still unclear what goods the pause applies to. She's vowing Alberta's response will remain in place until all threats and tariffs have stopped. As CTV's Chelan Skulski explains, the economic uncertainty has some experts worried about business leaving.
It's broken a trust between our two nations in a profound way.
Danielle Smith confirmed Friday her government is moving ahead with retaliation regardless of the tariff pause. Shortly after implementing tariffs, Trump signed an executive order pausing tariffs for Canadian goods under the Free Trade Agreement until April 2nd. Smith had already announced Alberta's tariff response, including fulfilling government contracts with countries honoring Canada's trade agreements, banning the sale of U.S. alcohol or VLTs, launching a Buy Alberta campaign, and reducing trade barriers within Canada.
I know that some businesses have been taking USA-made products off the shelf, and so they're kind of self-governing that. I don't think there'll be an actual policing model to follow that buy local or buy Albertan or buy Canadian.
The president of Alberta Municipalities doesn't think the province's plan will create challenges for local governments. One economist disagrees.
The cost of running government is going to get more expensive. There's no way around it.
Mo Chelan questions the effectiveness of banning U.S. liquor and fears some businesses may bow out of our province amid economic uncertainty.
Maybe Canadian businesses just decide to relocate. While that might be good for their business, it can be bad for what's left behind if it's job losses.
It's a fear I've had for 5 years. It's a fear that was reignited in March when Trump took the GOP nomination.
Trade expert Carlo Dade warns provincial and federal leaders can no longer trust the U.S. to honor future agreements, and says leaders need to be rethinking the strategy for the next 203 weeks of Trump's reign and beyond.
We're in for a generation of unprecedented change in the U.S., and the only thing that we can do is to get smarter about understanding that.
Smith will travel to Houston next week to lobby U.S. officials. Chelan Skulski, CTV News, Edmonton.